Can we talk about Trisha Paytas? She is like disabling all of the comments on her YouTube videos and then posting the most annoying videos about how she broke up with Jason. Well, Jason broke up with her, and how, oh, but he's the best person I've ever met in my life. I'm sure he's the best person you've ever met in your life, Trisha Paytas. Like, if I think her disabling all the comments in her videos is actually gonna backfire on her, because I know for me, I go to Trisha Paytas to read the comments because she's so provocative and I want to see what everyone thinks. And now she's disabling all the comments, and I'm just like, it's not gonna get it, honey. So, anyway, I just, I want to know what it's like to have a face like Trisha Paytas. You know what I mean? She is like, face on the face scale, she's a 10, but the personality scale, I'd say she's like a 5. The creativity scale, she's a 10, which is the only reason I'm a fan, because creatively, she's very creative. Do I think she's a pillhead? Mm, More so than I am, definitely. But she said she was hospitalized for a combination of drinking and taking opiates, and mm, I'm like, okay, so I think she's gonna have a problem getting prescriptions now that she was hospitalized for drinking and taking opiates. And I don't know if that's gonna change her personality or what, because I know when I in the past have taken opiates, because when I was a teenager, I had a boyfriend who introduced me to painkillers, um, and I dabbled with that for like a year, and he did end up passing away after we'd broken up, like a few years later. But anyway, so like I think I, along with many other people, have experience with that, and it's just like when you're around opiates, like it is easier to be happy and to be creative and everything, because like you just feel so good and you're so euphoric. But then um inevitably, when the house of cards falls down and you have to come back to reality where drugs are a huge no-no, it it sucks that much more, because it sucked so many chemicals out of your brain, replacing them with artificial chemicals that your body really doesn't know how to produce the natural feel good chemicals anymore, and you're just like left in a really dark place. So I pray that she gets good help. Sounds like she needs it. I would hate to see anything bad happen to her, like her dying at a young age. Um, Even aspirin, if you take it on the regular, can cause heart failure and kill you at a young age. Like, young. I actually had a family member that we suspect died from taking too much aspirin. Not in a suicidal way. She just would take it like all the time for her aches and pains. I never met her, but I grew up with the story, and she died when she was like in her 20s, early 20s. Um, just all of a sudden, and I think it was heart failure from all the aspirin. So, if Trisha Paytas is taking painkillers a lot, that could certainly have a very detrimental effect on her health. I remember about a year ago when she said she like had a heart attack or something. Like, girl, stop taking pills. That's why. And it sucks because like opiates make you feel so good, but they're mixed with things like aspirin and stuff, or Tylenol, which Tylenol isn't as bad for you as aspirin, but I would just be steer clear of all of that. Just feel the pain. After a certain age, everyone experiences pain. Like, it's just a fact of life. Like, I live with a pain um, from an old ankle injury, and it really bugs me, like, constantly, every day. It's just like my left leg hurts from an old ankle injury, because it and from my feet being like really twisted because I used to wear shoes that were too small for me. Like, yeah, I'm in pain, but I mean, we're all in pain. Once you reach like 25, pain's pretty inevitable. I remember when I was on my antidepressant pills, that took the pain away from me because it does like release some sort of chemicals in your brain, just like, opiates and stuff do. But I didn't want to be on that anymore, like I like to be in control of my own life. I have my prescriptions. I have an Adderall prescription. That's it. If I wanted to, I could get a Seroquel prescription to go along with the Adderall prescription. But honestly, I rarely take my Adderall prescription because I know every every pill that you take that has chemicals that alter the chemistry in your brain, that's just making it worse for you in the long run. Because like when I take my Adderall prescription, like that day I can do anything. Like, I have so much energy and I am so focused, and and my work performance, no matter if I'm working at web.com in a cubicle writing ads for Facebook, or if I'm working at my school, at the salon at my school, doing people's hair, like, my performance is always top notch, and I always get feedback either from my educators or from my manager. Like, I've always gotten feedback whenever I take my Adderall, positive feedback. But when the next day when I don't take the Adderall, I feel like wiped out, like even less energetic than I would have if I hadn't taken anything. Because you know it's always going to be a give and take with the chemistry in your brain. If your brain needs 4 blue chemicals to feel happy, and you give it an extra 2, and it has 6 blue chemicals the one day that you take the extra 2 in the form of pills, you're going to be really happy. And the next day, the brain is going to be like, well, I only need 4 blue chemicals to feel good, so I'm only going to make 2 today since I got an extra 2 yesterday. And so then you're left with only 2 chemicals the day after, 2 blue chemicals the day after you took the pills, because your brain thinks it only needs 2 to produce 4, which is what it needs to feel good, 'Cause that's how these things work, and why people get addicted, because they feel even worse than they would if they hadn't taken anything. And and I know, like, a lot of people, like so many people, have dabbled with opiates, or any pills for that matter. Like, I know a lot of people like Adderall, and yeah, I don't I mean, I understand why, but like, drugs are acidic. Alcohol is acidic. It's not going to make you more beautiful. Anything you ingest that is acidic makes you uglier, whether it is in the form of extra fat retention and you just get fatter because or if it's in the form of like bad skin and your skin breaks out because something's acidic, you know, like your body will store toxins. That's why you get fatter when you take drugs. And toxins come out through your skin. That's why you break out when you take drugs. And like that's just the fact of the matter. Like the least acidic alcohol is vodka. So like, you know, if you want to have a drink and you don't want it to be too acidic, take some water and vodka and lemon, and that would be like an acceptable drink. But but that's all I know about the subject, and I'm not trying to throw Trisha Paytas under the bus, but it's like she's been alluding to pills a lot, like twice at least in her recent videos. And she knows that's not acceptable for an influencer to be talking about. Like, she knows. And so I really feel like since she knows that, it's a cry for help. And I can't help Trisha Paytas. I doubt she wants help from a little gutter wrench like me, because I can do nothing for Mrs. Worth $4 million over there when I'm worth like $0. But and I can't lie and be like, oh, it gets better. It gets better once you've been, you know, into the whole drug scene. Like you can just leave it behind and everything will be okay, because it won't, because people will always judge you. People will always assume that you're lying to them, and people will always like label you as an addict. So I mean, all you can do in this whole life, really, it seems like to me, is just like your best, you know, try and be better every day, because nobody's perfect. So there's always room for improvement unless you're Jesus, you know? So, because like Jesus was the only perfect person to ever walk the earth. And even after he was crucified, after he rose from the dead, his hands and his feet were all messed up. And he was probably, I don't know if he was in pain from that. I don't know. I think about it. I think about it. I believe in Jesus. But, and I believe that he rose from the dead, and I believe that his hands and feet were messed up after he was crucified. And I do think it hurt him too, but I don't know if it hurt him, because maybe like his father, God in heaven, took the pain away. Probably. I don't know. But that's one of the reasons I love Trisha Paytas. It's because she's like so proud to be Catholic. Like, I'm not Catholic, but I come from a Catholic background, like in my family, but I wasn't raised like to be religious. And I just love like so many things about her, and I hate to see her being weird. I just hate it for her. Um but now, you know, her and Jason are broken up, and she has some time to focus on herself, and she even said it herself, like she is in no headspace to date right now. She just has to work on herself. And you know, luckily she has her family out there with her, and that's like a great support for her. And she has her YouTube community, and you know, who wouldn't want to vlog with Trisha Paytas? You know, she's like a real comedian. She's great. Like I love her. But like I just like I'm a fan, you know? Like I think she has really cute style. Like she buys some really cute things sometimes. When she goes on those expensive shopping trips, like she comes back with some stupid stuff, you know? Like but like I remember once she had on this cute dress from like American Eagle or something, you know, something inexpensive. And it's just like she can find like really cute things, like especially the way she dresses. She has like really cute sense of style, but then she goes on these massive shopping sprees and she just spends money on these things that are trendy, but like when her style, like just her down to earth style is like so cool, and she could get away with wearing like, you know, a dark brown purse and or I don't know why I said that. I think because she has blonde hair and they say blondes go with brown and then brunettes go with black, like for accessories, but it'd be just as cute as all this crazy Balenciaga, you know? Because it's her style that's really cute, like the clothes that she wears and stuff. Like she picks them out really well, and she can because she has the money, and it's just like that's what I admire about her. And it's just kind of devastating when you're like, Trish, we know you have problems. Trish, why are you spending all this money on these things that are just gonna like sit in your closet? Like I mean, okay, I'm I'm poor. I am poor. So maybe I just don't have the right mindset where people, invest in purses and everything and then sell them. So I guess it's probably my mindset that's wrong, but I just know that she can be so cute. And when I see her spending so much money on these things, I think it's because of low self esteem. Like, that's what I think when I see her doing these things. I always think, yeah, it's because she doesn't have any self esteem and she thinks like labels are going to make her better. And they're not, because like her clothes are cute anyways, you know? But, but yeah, so anyways, I wish her the best. My nails are really gross from hair dye. And I'm just like speaking my piece on Trisha Paytas. So if you know who she is, let me know what you think about what I said and what you think about her. If you don't know who she is, look her up if you want to. She's like an influencer, like YouTube social media woman. She has a risque Patreon and a risque website, we shall say. So I think that's probably where she makes the majority of her money, but she has a huge personality, which is great. And she does like really creative things sometimes with like songs and everything. And that's why I really love her, because of her creativity. So, you might want to check her out, you might not. She always like releases all the drama about her relationships in her videos, and a lot of people love her for that, but I think what I appreciate most about her is her creativity. So, that's all. Toodles.